Off to Woody, and he's going to talk about our financials.
Good morning. My cheat sheet. Couple of quick things before we go into the budget and the financials. About 3 years ago, we changed how we do our reporting for the financials. And we used to be on a calendar year budget, so every year, end of the year would be our end of the budget, and then we'd start a new one. Well, that posed some problems because of activities. Biggest one was really youth winter camp. We have a lot of funds come in at the end of the year for winter camp, but winter camp doesn't actually go until next year. So it kind of crosses years there. So to simplify things for us, we changed our fiscal year from August through July. It kind of goes in line with the church program and everything else. July around here, if you've ever been around here, July, it's usually a ghost town. A lot of people on vacation. We have one service. Things are great. No youth classes and no adult classes, and we just kind of chill. So we start everything up again in August. So for last year ending fiscal year in July of 2025, our budget for income, total income for everything was $1.120015 million. We actually had an income of $1.145 million. So we had a plus of about $26,000. So far this year, our fiscal year is, our budget is $421,000. That was through 12/18. Current income during that time, $399,000. We have a shortage of about $22,000 behind budget. Please keep in mind, I am just reporting on income only to budget. Our budget, we've always tried to have our budget as pretty much budget neutral. When we end the year, we're not looking to make a lot of money. We're a church. Okay? But we are looking to make sure we break even. Make sure we're being fiscally responsible. So usually around the end of the year, we budget maybe, I think this year we had what, $1,200, Mark? Profit. Technically, I mean $1,200 profit, okay? Nothing big, nothing huge, but just make sure we're covering all of our bases. One of the things we did do this year that we actually started, actually it starts in like 3 days, is we actually got some benefits for our staff. Our staff has never had benefits before. So starting in January, the staff will have not medical, but dental and vision coverage for them and the entire families if they so choose, at no cost to them. So we are covering that entirely for them. I think it's important for us to continue to look at benefits for our staff. I think it's important for the staff to have the best benefits we can give them. Eli, you don't get benefits yet, I'm sorry. You got your mom's, okay. Thank you, Sarah. We'll save that till later. Right now, we're in a good financial position. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not spending. Although this year we did do some significant upgrades. Our lovely new carpet. When are they coming?
They came back in September, they told me.
Oh, okay.
They had promised.
Okay. All right. We got new lighting. Very nice. We are getting new chairs because some of these chairs have definitely seen their better days. We're actually going to just replace the cushions and keep the frames and everything else like that. So there's Mark. Did you paint all by yourself in here? Okay. So Mark painted this entire room by himself. Took about, 2 days for you? Yeah, 2 days. I'm sorry, I can't paint my house in 2 weeks, so I don't know how he does it. So we've done some things. We're continuing to try to upgrade the area. I mean, the church now the building's 18, almost 19 years old. So It's time for some more things. We're going to be looking at, probably have to do the roof in the next 5 years. And parking lot always seems to need to be resealed. So there'll be some projects coming up for us for sure. But right now we're in a good place. Right now we're in a really good place. At this time, I'd like to open up for Q&A, and I'd like to invite all the elders to come up on stage.
And I did have one thing as the elders come up here, and we'll have a mic that will be available if you have questions. The elders that are up here, make sure we have everybody. The only one absent today is Tim Plona. He's in Guatemala. He is actually our chairman, so a bit of a slacker, really. No, I'm just kidding. Not being here. No, Tim does a great job in the chairman role for us as well. I did want to make one announcement regarding the elder board. Jeff Olson decided to resign from his elder position. I want to make it clear that it wasn't a difference of opinion in terms of doctrine or anything else like that. It was merely just due to his intensive work schedule, and his commitments really made it very difficult for him to serve in that role, and so he respectfully decided to step aside. And so this is our elder board, minus Tim Plona, but just keep in mind that this may grow or change in the new year. So just FYI. So at that point, we'd like to open it up for questions, and we'll have a mic.
Could we please get an update on Wade's health? We love him, we care for him, we miss him, we're worried about him, we pray for him. How's he doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm the best person. I know we have family right here. He had an MRI this past week, and it found nothing, right? And he has more tests coming? We hope, okay. So his condition, I guess I could say, it hasn't changed, right? Yeah, he's basically the same. I saw him last Sunday at Trevor and Christy's wedding, and he's okay, but you can tell he's just suffering.
I don't know that I need a mic. At one point, 3 years ago, maybe our focus was debt retirement. How are we doing on that?
Let's see. I don't know if we put quite a bit of money against Building B this year.
So this year we have actually, we made an effort to make double payments on Building B. That's our smallest debt right now. So right now we're down to, I want to say, between the two, we retired, knocked out about another 60,000, 70,000. So we're down to about 1.25 between the two buildings.
We owe about $250,000 on Building B. So that's where we stand there. On this building, it's, just right around $1 million is still to be paid off. But that surplus, we put it, like we said, into a number of the facilities, and then also we had reserves, and so that's what we've been paying down. So that's what we did with the money this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tom?
this question may be, I just was wondering, with deacons, what do you envision deacons doing? I mean, there's other ways of serving the body, and so exactly what would be distinctive about deacons?
Anyway, Jim, would you like to address that?
So deacons are they're servants, so they would be overseeing things like the Sunday morning coffee and the Sunday morning greeters, that type of thing. Deacons could be in a role of assisting in the technical aspects of getting the Sunday morning service taken care of. Deacons could also be involved with hospital visitation, that type of thing as well. So we're looking for areas with Wade stepping down and the the distribution of duties. We're looking for areas of service where a deacon, and by the way, deacons can be both men and women at our church. So deacons we're looking for them to fill in roles where they could take things off of Mark's plate, for instance. So like facility management, campus management is a huge one. So there's a lot of duties that have, like Mark painted. As our lead pastor, Mark can't be painting anymore. Look, there's just a lot of oversight on and hands-on work that needs to happen in this campus. So those types of roles, at this point, that's what we've considered. But that could expand in the future.
I just want to say a special thanks to Jim Madsen. He's done a lot. He's our deacon of facilities, and he's here a lot. Pat Carlisle comes and cuts trees, and what? And Freddie King. Yeah, there are a number of people. So a deacon is a person who heads up a ministry area. So Jim Madsen is going to be the point person, and then he will develop people around him to be able to do the ministry, and that's what we hope to foster by more people in future.
I will say, go ahead.
Church security is another area where we need probably a deacon to step in and lead a security team. We all hear about the horrible things that happen at churches, and we want to button that up for sure.
I was just going to say, Jim Madsen also likes to crawl through ceilings to run wire as well. So he had neck surgery, and then he was up there, I think, less than 6 months later doing that. But we're always looking for people to assist deacons as well in those different activities. There's one way. Oh, sorry, Jerica.
I have 2 questions. I'll pose both of them separately, though. So the first is, how are you as an elder board prioritizing rest so that there's a lot of responsibilities? I mean, seeing Mark's list was like, oh, scary. How are you guys prioritizing rest so that you can continue to serve in this role for as long as God wants you to be there?
Anybody? We may not be.
I guess as a group, lots of prayer, lots of prayer, and seeking God's guidance and balance in our lives. We do meet quite a bit, and recently we've been meeting a lot more than what we normally would meet, and we probably will be for quite some time. But again, it's prayer, and it's just balancing everything out. I don't know about the other guys. I don't feel overwhelmed, but it is a sense of joy to obviously serve and to be in this capacity. And I think God is sustaining us through this. So
I just want to thank you, Jerica, for that question. That's a great question. Sabbathing is an important part of a mature Christian life, taking time to reflect, to be still, to listen, as Rod already said. But I appreciate that. I will say this, though, there is and I didn't realize this till I started serving. There is a weight to being on this team, and it's something you actually, by the time you physically feel it. I would say specifically for Tim Plona and for Mark Series, those positions of front leadership definitely are weighty positions. So, the responsibility for a healthy church certainly rests on elders, but it also rests on all of you. It's everybody's responsibility for a church to function and to assist and to serve where it's needed. And often we think about gifting. Oh gosh, that's not my gift. Well, we just need someone to put out the communion elements. There's no gift for that. It's just somebody who can just serve and do that is what's key.
And the Lord equips as you serve, the Lord will equip you to serve in those roles. And I think it's I will say this about the amount of time that we spend right now, especially. We know that there are seasons that are going to be more intense, and we're in one of those seasons right now, and that's okay. And the Lord is faithful to see us through that. So, but thank you.
My second question is about missions. Who is overseeing that now? And what is that looking like for the next year?
I'm overseeing the missions committee now. I'm on the committee, and Nikki is on the committee with me, I'm happy to say, and a number of others. We still have Tim and Breedloves. I don't know if they're here. Sky. Am I forgetting somebody? We're kind of doing that right now. We're going over what should our mission priorities be. I feel like we're at an inflection point, and part of what for a healthy missions team and as for missions for the church, we need to prioritize. I went to Pioneers a few years ago, and they said one of the primary problems churches make in their missions is they're too nice. They don't prioritize, and so you end up not accomplishing what you should. And so part of what we want to do is really hone in and focus and decide what is it we're really, there are a lot of things we can send checks to, but what are the things we're committed to? And so we're actually in the process of going over that right now. And over the course of this next year, hopefully you're going to see this reflected more clearly in next year's budget.
Mark, Michael with him. Mark mentioned when he was talking earlier that you as a board will be talking over the next 5 to 6 months about vision, direction that we are headed as a church. My question is, what are some things that you as a board would like to see happen in the life of our body over the next 5 years or so to move towards being more healthy as a church and such?
Anybody? I think I don't want to avoid your question. I would say those are we're asking that. I mean, we're asking the Lord for that guidance. We do want to be a healthy church. I mean, that is our objective, and I think that again, establishing our identity of who we are, and out of that will come all the other things, and you know, the programming and the teaching and those kind of things. For me, I think it's we're figuring that out right now. But anybody else that would like to add to that?
I think it's important that so our lives and just being able to verbally share what Jesus has done, and I think that really almost needs to be second nature. I mean, Peter says to be prepared. We're honoring Christ as Lord in our lives all the time, and so we're being prepared to give an answer to anyone who asks the reason for the hope within us. So I think, I believe we want to be a church that is able to do that, and that we all do that with confidence and with joy. And so I believe that's what we want to be.
One thing I'll add to it is the structure that we're trying to create, and the definition of our identity, all those other things. All of it is designed so that we can focus on those things that we listed up there as far as what is our responsibility as elders. And for me, one of the most important thing is care for the souls, in that we want to be a community where we are working together, and we're all part of God's family in this church. We don't want to see people falling through the cracks. We want to know what is going on in our body. And I think if we come out, at least at the end of this year, with a greater understanding of knowing all of you, that to me is a tremendous thing.
The only other thing I'd add is when you think about a body in health, think about a physical body in health and all the things that are needed for a body to be healthy. And so there, often all of us have is sometimes deficiencies or things that are not right in our bodies that we need to have doctors look at. So that's one of the things I think we'll be looking at is where are we deficient? Where are we sick? What areas are we lacking in that we shore up? And of course, cultural is always pushing in on us. And you know, where do we reflect the culture in unhealthy ways that we can address those kind of things? And again, these answers are vague, and there's really no apology for that, because not starting from scratch, but we are going to look at this very comprehensively over the next several months. So. Pat, did you have a question?
There's
Do
one.
we- Do we have any church security at the moment? And if so, what does it look like?
Well, the church security situation is not good. So that's one thing that I'm working on. I've been kind of going over some stuff with Mark, and one of my duties is to create a solid church security program here. And so that's what we're working on. And it's something that we've known it's kind of gone to the wayside. And obviously in today's culture, it's something that needs to be stepped up. So again, that's something that we are working on, and it is not being forgotten about. So just so you know.
This may sound a little funny, but one thing we've done is we haven't officially put out a policy. There are people that do kind of keep an eye on things. We haven't entirely neglected it. But if you write it down and you codify things, you become responsible for it in a legal situation, which can actually create more problems. So we have to be careful. We need to make sure that we can follow through on whatever kind of a program we set up. And so that's what we're working on. It's not that nobody is doing anything, it's that we are not doing it officially at this point because we need to have a program that we know we can enact.
And our goal is to do it right, and we want to make sure that, again, that what we're doing is right. And it takes time. It's not something that just can be just pulled out of a hat and we just do overnight. Hey, we got a few guys here. We had something going on in the past, and there was only a few people that stepped up, and we were getting burnt out. And so that's, again, yes, stuff like this takes time.
Yeah, it's one of those areas of need that probably should have included it up there. We will be looking for help in that area. Oh.
I'm going to tag along with what you just said on health. There's a lot of parishioners, a lot of members here today. How does one, when they have a leading of the Spirit, to do something, whether it's, like Jim said, not really a skill set, maybe it is a skill set, or they have an idea that they'd like to help, because there's 8, 9 guys up there. There's a lot of people here. How do they present their ideas or their thoughts, or they're volunteer? What do they do? How do they do it?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. We've actually instituted, there is a process, and this is probably the best time to tell you all about it, but if you have an idea where maybe it's an area of ministry or something that you would like to see instituted in the church, we have a process that any member can bring an idea and present it at an elder meeting. You simply write it out in a proposal. You can email it to Mark or any of the on the elder board, or anybody on the staff for that matter, and it would be we will decide as an elder board whether or not we add that to the agenda. If it's added to the elder board agenda, you will be invited to come in and present that, and we will have a discussion of whether or not that would get implemented. Does that answer your question?
The other thing I would say is if someone sees a need, volunteer. Just volunteer. If God's pricking your heart to do something, yeah, follow his lead in obedience and begin serving the body. Absolutely.
Okay. Pat?
Yeah, as a follow-up to Jerica's question regarding missions, in the past, the local and global missions have been separate, and I wasn't really, it was vague to me, the answer. Are you thinking of combining the global and local missions under one person's leadership or team of leadership, or are you thinking of going in a different direction with the,
No, they're still two separate groups. I was referring to like our roster of missionaries. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm on the global team, so I was thinking globally. Sorry for those of you on the local team. No offense intended.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yep, Paul here.